Barcelona were able to beat Real Madrid 2-1 at the Camp Nou without Pedri and Dembele. Pedri was the organizer for FC Barcelona. He was the one that was able to steal the ball away from the opposition and give Barcelona the possession. Dembele was also another player that was very important because he was the guy to progress the ball forward and also in some way intimidate the opposition and make them feel like they should not be confident whatsoever and make the opposition question how can they stop this Barcelona attack. So you can see that Pedri and Dembele were very important players for Xavi Hernandez, but tonight, my friends, we were able to beat Real Madrid without those two important big time players, and that is extraordinary. It's extraordinary news. And why was Xavi able to beat Real Madrid 2-1? Like why? Like how is this even possible? That is because Xavi is still able to get the best out of the players that he has available. This is a coach that does not bring any excuses to the table. The fact that we saw Frenkie de Jong put out another masterclass, or seeing Alejandro Balde making those amazing runs, bringing that beautiful assist, and seeing Rafinha also be very efficient defensively and offensively, this is the reason why Barcelona as a collective were able to overcome Real Madrid. They don't give excuses, and that's again very important because this is how you're going to win La Liga. This is how you're going to win those big time games. And where else do you see this? Like where else do you see a club saying, oh man, we don't have our important players, let me see what I can do with the players that I have available, and they end up winning? You don't see that in no other club but FC Barcelona. Maybe Manchester City, but still Barcelona were not that club 2 years ago or even a year ago, but now they are. And so we have defeated, again, if you guys do not know and you guys are just tuning in, Barcelona have defeated Real Madrid with a goal coming from Sergi Roberto and Kessie. Surprisingly, these are also two players that are competing for the exact same spot, and they were both able to score the goals, and I'm so happy for them. They completely deserved it. Like when I saw Kessie score that goal in the last minutes, I was like, bro, like yes, like I was just so pumped. Like I really wanted to just throw myself into the TV and hopefully magically land in the Camp Nou and then just handshake Kessie and be like, bro, you are the man, you are the player. And so I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm pumped, and so should you. You should also be very pumped because you should also know that this Barcelona team have a lot to give for the next 10 years, and there is so much to look forward to. And so going back and to focus on like Xavi Hernandez and his record against Real Madrid, ever since that 4-0 win that we did at the Santiago Bernabeu, in the past 6 games, we played a total of 6 games. Since that 4-0 win, we have had a total of 5 wins. Xavi has turned this club around. There is no version of Real Madrid that's able to beat FC Barcelona. It's important to beat Real Madrid. Why? It's because if you beat Madrid and you beat all of the other teams like Almeria or Valencia or Osasuna, Atletico Madrid, you know what I mean, right? It does translate towards having a deeper run into the Champions League. At the very least, you win La Liga. If you claim the #1 spot in your own league, you do end up doing much better in the Champions League. It's just historically, it has always been the way Barcelona has run. And so the fact that Barcelona is 12 points on top of La Liga and 12 points on top of Real Madrid, where they are in second place, if we win La Liga with a 12-point lead, we can definitely say that Barcelona will do much better in the Champions League next season. That is why it's important. And this is also why we say this is the way, this is the process, because this is a process. You have to take small steps. We took one big step today, and that is by going on a 12-point lead and potentially winning La Liga, because that is going to lead us towards the next goal, which is to do very well in the Champions League. And so the last time Barcelona were able to get 3 Clásico wins in one season, it was back in 2011 under Pep Guardiola. And so let's continue this run. Let's make it 4 Clásico wins in one season by beating Real Madrid in the next game in the Copa del Rey when we do come back from the international break. So going back into this game, Barcelona did create a lot of chances. We were very dominant. It did not mean that Real Madrid did not fight back, because Real Madrid were trying to fight back. It's just that Barcelona mentally were not going to go down easy. And you can even see Xavi Hernandez throughout the game, like he was screaming from the sidelines, screaming at his players saying, we need that play to be more perfect, or we need to make that play faster. Communicate with one of your teammates. Gavi, please communicate with Sergio Busquets. You need to let him know that you're going to pass it to him. Or he tells Frenkie de Jong, lift your head up before you pass. Or he tells Alejandro Balde, make those runs faster. And you can even see like when Gavi was taking the ball and he was going into the final third, he was like, Xavi was like, dale, dale, dale. That basically means like, go, 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 go. You got this, go, keep going, keep going, keep going. It's like the intensity, right? You love to see that type of intensity from Xavi. Again, it's like like what I said in the beginning, like I just felt like I wanted to throw myself into the screen because you felt the power of what Barcelona were doing against Real Madrid. So moving on towards the stats, Barcelona had a total of 54% of the possession in this game. They had a total of 17 total shots, while Real Madrid had a total of 11. Barcelona had 3 big chances. Real Madrid had 0. And check this out, right? Barcelona, if you look at the passes and these stats here, Barcelona had more passes in the opposition's half, which was Real Madrid's half, than Real Madrid had in their own half. Isn't that crazy to even think about? That's basically the summary. That is what Barcelona were doing against Real Madrid. They were the ones taking the ball and taking the game to them, and Madrid were greatly suffering. And then if we also look at the attacking activity, if you guys do not know what this graph represents, it basically means that every time there is a green bar, it means that there was an attacking activity that the team was doing. The higher it is, the higher it means that, you know, they were very close to goal. And so if you can see here, you can see that every time Real Madrid had a blue bar, Barcelona reacted immediately right after with a higher green bar, meaning that every time Madrid were very close on scoring a goal, Barcelona were able to react in some way, whether it was a counterattack or like a shot, and to get even closer to goal. So they were not backing down. And so because Barcelona were able to react so well, that is what made this game so intense. And I want to focus on three different players, right? I think that these three players are one of the reasons and the biggest reasons on why Barcelona were able to fight against Real Madrid. Starting with Rafinha. Rafinha was intense. He pressed. He had his best moments in the first half. He was tracking back to help Araujo every time Araujo had to defend Vinicius. He was positioned inside sometimes, which was very surprising. I think that was a little tactical tweak coming from Xavi, because with him being positioned much more centrally, he was able to receive the ball much faster from either Gavi or Frankie de Jong, and then he was able to create moving forward from there. And then when he was out wide, a lot of the times we saw him cut in and take those shots from outside the box. There were many times where we saw Rafinha taking long shots and it was almost a goal. I'm like, I wished Rafinha was able to score at least one of those long shots that he did execute. But unfortunately, it did not happen. So in the end, Rafinha had an amazing game. I can't wait until this season is over so I can compare Neymar's first season with Rafinha's first season, because right now, as things currently do stand, Neymar in 26 games in his first season, which was back in 2013-2014 season, he had 9 goals and 8 assists. Rafinha right now in this season so far, even though the season is not over and we still have about 2 or 3 more months, in 24 games, he has 6 goals and 4 assists. So could he reach Neymar's numbers or maybe even surpass it? Rafinha only needs 3 more goals to reach the amount of goals Neymar scored, and with the assist, Rafinha needs 4 more assists. So it's a huge mountain to climb, and it would definitely be a huge achievement. Keep in mind, Neymar played with Xavi, Iniesta, and Messi. Rafinha is playing in a team that is currently building. So this is very impressive. Now let's move on towards Frankie de Jong versus Real Madrid. Frankie de Jong against Real Madrid had a total of 100 touches, which I think makes him the most involved player in Barcelona. He had a total of 77 passes completed out of 82, 1 long ball, 2 out of 3 crosses completed, 11 passes into the final third, 5 chances created, which was the most. He had 1 shot, 3 dribbles, which were 100% completed, 3 tackles in this game, which was again 100% completed and was the most out of any Barcelona player. Had 1 clearance, 1 headed clearance, 2 interceptions, 8 out of 9 duels won, 10 ball recoveries. He never got dribbled past not once, had 2 fouls that were won and 0 fouls committed. It was a masterclass performance again, and to even think about like selling Frankie to Manchester United, that would have been a huge mistake. Frankie de Jong is a classical player, meaning that he is someone that likes to perform against Real Madrid, which honestly should not even be very surprising because we saw Frankie de Jong already outperform Real Madrid back in 2019 with Ajax. So he is a very reliable player. He's always in tune with the game, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, but do you guys like not feel very calm when Frankie has the ball? That is a sign, my friends. It's a sign that this guy has great ball security. He's a very hard player to press. He rarely does lose the ball, which makes him a very important player for Xavi Hernandez. So now let's move on towards the next player, which will be Alejandro Balde, our golden boy, the player that was able to give the assist to Kessie. I think that was coming from pure teaching, because I think that Jordi Alba is basically transferring everything that he knows to Alejandro Balde, because that final pass, man, from the left side is just getting better and better. In the first 15 months of Balde in the first team, he was okay when it came to the last pass into the box, but he definitely got better. He definitely got what Jordi Alba had in his prime years. And I remember like back then we were always saying, okay, Balde has a great final pass into the box and Balde has great athleticism and he has great runs from deep areas. But now Balde has both. Balde has both qualities, which makes him a great left back, and I think one of the best left backs in the world. So he's definitive, and he is one of the reasons, if not the biggest reason, why Barcelona gained those 3 points. And so with that assist with Kessie, he now has 5 league assists, and with that it means this: Alejandro Balde has now provided more league assists than any other teenager in Europe's top 5 divisions this season. So that is superb. So stepping away from FC Barcelona, and let's quickly just focus on Real Madrid, because because Real Madrid were, again, they were okay. They did not play bad. It's just, like if you're gonna come out into the press and just complain about one thing and just talk about one thing, is like that makes you a loser. Like the only thing Real Madrid were doing in the press conference when the match was over was complaining about the offside call, which wasn't clear offside. You can even see the picture here that Asensio was offside. And again, if Real Madrid is just gonna be complaining about that and say, yes, this is the reason why we lost against Barcelona, it just makes you a loser. And it makes you just think, it makes everybody think that, yeah, Real Madrid can only win through cheating and bad calls. Ancelotti said this after the game was over: "We still have doubts about the offside call. We're going back to Madrid with doubts." Xavi Hernandez responded with this right after: "Yeah, it was clear offside. I'm surprised Ancelotti said what he did because there's no debate." And so like I have said, like what you guys have been saying, I'm assuming it was a clear offside. What needs to happen here is Real Madrid having self-accountability. Like, can you guys just address why you guys are so one-dimensional? Like, let me help you guys here, right? If you guys don't want to self-critique yourselves and not be so self-aware, let me call you guys out just for a bit. Why be so one-dimensional? Why be a team that can only rely on one player, which is to have Vinicius create the attack for the team? Like, why does it always have to be him? Why do you guys have to be so repetitive? That is the reason why Barcelona were able to understand Real Madrid in the last 20 to 25 minutes, because Real Madrid could not give no other answer. Benzema was not going to do anything and run with the ball. Valverde was not going to do anything and run with the ball on the right side. It's not going to happen. We even talked about this in the pre-match tactical preview. Like, their shape is just ridiculous. Like, how are you just going to be having Vinicius as the only top player in the front three and be the only player that can create chances outside the box? Like, this is why I say, like what is Real Madrid's style? What is their identity? What is their philosophy? They don't have anything and they don't stand by anything, which is why they become so one-dimensional. Now you can say, no, but Kevin, it worked before. Real Madrid were more dominant in La Liga in the past 4 to 5 years. Like, yeah, it's true. That's true. They were able to win all of these titles for being one-dimensional, but that's because Barcelona were run in a very bad way. They were badly managed, and so they were able to run away with being one-dimensional and just run with Vinicius. They were able to do that. But now with Barcelona having Xavi Hernandez, a manager that knows what he's doing, having Joan Laporta at the helm of like these finances and the sporting aspect of this club, Real Madrid can no longer run away by playing like this. They can't do that, because if they continue to do that, they will not beat Barcelona. They will never be claimed as the champions of Spain ever again. This is the reason why Barcelona is on a 12-point lead, is because Barcelona know what they're doing. They're a team under construction and they're still able to beat Real Madrid because Real Madrid are nothing behind that badge. Nothing. There is no philosophy, no identity, no style, nothing. Real Madrid have a chance to fix that, but are they going to do it? I don't think so. They don't stand by nothing. Like, please tell me, right? Like, please, like some Real Madrid fan out there or Madrid themselves, please tell me why you guys are so scared of a Barcelona team that did not have Pedri or Dembele. Can you imagine what's going to happen in the Copa del Rey when Pedri and Dembele are actually there? Like, who knows what the scoreline is going to be? And so that's my little rant, right? Like, that's it. Like, this is it. This is what Barcelona is going to be doing, and they're only going to get better. I want to also call out Christensen had an amazing game. Yes, I know that Koundé and Araujo had great games, but I really just want to just shout out Christensen, our champion, because he's a wall. I think that he is in the top 2 best signings that we have made in the summer, because we can rely on him. Everything that you have heard about him when he was at Chelsea is just irrelevant. Xavi has truly transformed Christensen's career, and he is here to stay. He is untouchable alongside with Koundé and Araujo. I don't care what other center back we sign in the summer, Christensen is untouched as long as he stays in this form. And so that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.